The PS3 is one of my favorite consoles. It's a system I still go back to today for its library of games that you just can't get anywhere else.
Everyone knows is that PS3 make the best games.
And with over 2 million active users, I'm clearly not the only one who still enjoys this beast of a machine. But the PS3 has a huge issue that's going to affect more and more systems as time passes. Maybe you've already been affected. This is my PS3. From first impressions, this PS3 is ugly. From first impressions, this PS3 works beautifully. I can play games for hours, the fan stays cool and quiet, there's basically nothing wrong with it. But it has a dirty, evil flaw hidden within. My Bluetooth and Wi-Fi no longer work. That's okay, I can still use wires, right? But if I update this system, it's effectively a brick. So I'm not gonna do that. I was lucky enough to know this would happen before trying to update, but not everyone else was.
Help, I think I bricked my PS3.
A few minutes ago I got PS3 Slim from my friend. I connected LAN cable to it and wanted to update it to newest firmware. And all of a sudden, I got error message with code
8002F1F9.
So yeah, it's stuck in an update loop.
PS3 Super Slim stuck in an update loop. Hooked it up with an Ethernet cable and signed in, and at 60% through the update I was downloading, it came up with this error.
Unfortunately, updating your console was the worst thing you could do. It's now a brick until you get out of the update loop.
During the update process, the PS3 does a hardware check to make sure its insides are working. If something is wrong, the update fails and asks you to try again or contact technical support for a system they don't support anymore. The error can be triggered by a number of things. It's most often a problem with the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip, but also the disk drive and the CMOS battery, which also has some other unaddressed issues. By the way, the PlayStation 3 still receives updates about once a year, mainly to update the Blu-ray functionality, and also occasionally to disable some features, thank you Sony. And to use the PlayStation Network, you need to have the latest update installed. I won't update, so I can't log in. Since I can't log in, I can't access the PlayStation Store to download any of the games or DLC I've bought over the many years. And for all the pirates and hackers out there, I have no issue with that. I have a Vita, but my PS3 is too new for custom firmware. And hybrid firmware goes through the same update process that will fail every time. Can't play my old online classics, and I can't sync trophies to my online profile, which I know isn't a huge deal, and I know some people just don't like trophies and achievements in general, but I still like getting trophies in old PS3 games, and not being able to sync them, that bums me out, man. My beautiful PlayStation 3 is gimped by this stupid hardware check that doesn't even need to be there. The original 20GB CECHB fat PS3 didn't have Wi-Fi. You could only use Ethernet. If that model doesn't need to check for Wi-Fi during updates, mine shouldn't either. There are some resources for repairing the Wi-Fi chip. This video by Jonathan Wild does a good job of explaining how to replace the chip. And this video by Retro Tech Corner explains how it might not even be the Wi-Fi chip, but it's a step-down converter instead that went bad, next to the Wi-Fi chip, that needs to be replaced. But at the end of the day, they both involve taking apart your PS3 and doing some stuff to it. And I'm not about to do that. That's just too much. This is on Sony, and their planned obsolescence Sony timer bullshit. I know they want the PS3 out of their life, but it's not over yet. They're still using a weird monstrosity of actual PS3 hardware for their PlayStation Now streaming, and they update the system's Blu-ray keys about once a year, but they still need to fix the C-bomb, and now this error too. So here's what Sony needs to do. Pay 5 smart Japanese guys, pull out the old PS3 dev stations, and make an update that bypasses the hardware check for all PS3s. There, that's it. They'll have it done in a week. Potential millions of systems saved from the dump. Sony can be done with the PS3, and they'll make gamers happy around the world. I know I'm just a cute little YouTube channel, but there's not that many people talking about this, and I feel like if more people were talking about this, then something positive might come out of it, somehow.